Your Honor, if it please the court, we're before the court this morning in the matter of the State of Ohio versus Ellis, Washington. It's case number 24 CR 1066. The defendant is present in the courtroom. It's his attorney, Mr. John Fatika. We're before the court for purposes of sentencing in this matter. The defendant having pleaded guilty to an amended count 3, that being aggravated trafficking in drugs, felony of the 3rd degree, and count 4.
Here's where it gets serious. A firearm specification automatically adds time, and it must be served consecutively. That's legal code 4. No shortcuts, no overlap, no way around it. Question is, did he fully understand what he signed up for when he took that plea?
Aggravated possession of drugs, felony of the 2nd degree with a 1-year firearm specification. Parties are ready to go forward.
Okay, Mr. Fatika.
Good morning, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to review the PSR in this case. I'd like to highlight the fact that Mr. Washington has no prior prison, no prior offenses of violence, no incidents during his 139 days at the jail. He understands that he used very poor judgment to be involved with trafficking, and as he put in the PSR, he
Quick money. It's one of the most common themes judges hear, and almost always followed by long consequences. The defense is doing exactly what they should hear, minimizing risk and humanizing the defendant. But the real question is, will the judge see this as a mistake or a pattern waiting to repeat?
thought it would be a quick way to make money. He realizes now that that's certainly not the case. We submitted a couple letters on his behalf, as well as filing a affidavit of indigency. He doesn't have funds to pay the mandatory fine in this case. He reported faithfully when he was on probation, again, bounced around on jobs. But we'd ask you to consider all of that. We're asking for a prison term of 3 years, 1 year on the firearm specification, and 2 years, which would be mandatory on the F2 count. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Washington, what do you want to tell me before I sentence you?
I would like to tell you I apologize for my actions in the course of what I did. And, I know it was a mistake, you know what I'm saying? I just was under the impression that, like, I had to make some quick money. But, ultimately, it's landed me in a bad situation. So, and I'm remorseful for what I did, you know what I'm saying? I just plan to basically, when I get out, do
This is the moment judges pay very close attention to remorse. But here's the thing, words are easy. Judges are listening for specifics, accountability, and realism. Do you think this sounds genuine, or just something he knows he's supposed to say?
what I got to do to, get my life together.
How are you going to do that?
I was planning on, getting my CDL when I got out, basically making a good attempt at basically doing things the right way.
Okay. So who were you selling to on a regular basis?
Just Brandy, and good the lady.
Okay. Where were you working at the time?
I was working at the gas station at Fairport.
All right, anything else you want to say?
No, that'd be about it.
Okay. Mr. DePiero?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state recommends a term of imprisonment of 3 years on the underlying offense, the F2 aggravated possession, and with the 1 year firearm spec being prior to and consecutive to, it would be a total of 4 years. The prison term to be imposed on the F3, the state would recommend it run concurrent. So a total of 4 years prison in this case. It's not the defendant's first felony. He sold drugs multiple times while he's on probation.
And there it is, the detail that changes everything. He was already on probation. In the eyes of the court, that's not just a mistake, that's ignoring a second chance. At this point, the prosecution is basically saying, leniency already failed once. So should the judge risk it again?
Felony probation. And so 4 years is the appropriate number, is the state's position. Part of the agreement, the defendant agreed to voluntarily forfeit all the items seized, so we'd ask for an order of forfeiture pursuant to his voluntary forfeiture. Thank you.
No such thing as easy money, right? All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report, and I've listened to Mr. Washington, listened to counsel, considered all the provisions of 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. So this is a stiff price you're going to pay for trying to make easy money. And part of the problem is you're not, while you were engaged in this, not really concerned about where this stuff was going, what was actually in this stuff, right? Because you didn't make this meth, right? It was already in the form that probably came from Mexico.
This is the judge shifting from punishment to impact. He's not just talking about drugs. He's talking about unpredictability and danger, fentanyl, contamination, real-world consequences. It's a reminder that in cases like this, courts aren't just punishing the act, they're reacting to the risk to the public. So ask yourself, should intent matter more or outcome?
Up through the border, so you don't have any idea what's in that stuff.
No.
Okay, it could be fentanyl in it, could be xylazine in it, could be any one of a number of things in it. Now, I assume, how old's your oldest right now? 6?
5.
5? What, 5, 3, and how old?
Was 5, 4, 3, and then I got two younger children.
Okay, so you got 5 kids.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to presume you don't want them, say in 10 years, buying drugs from somebody on the street,
No.
right? So you ought to look at what you do when you get out through the lens of how it affects your kids.
Yes, sir.
Or not. I mean, that's up to you. You're going to do what you want to do. You're going to go to prison, and it's not going to be pleasant, but you're either going to figure out what you have to do to come out and do what you told me your goal is, or you'll just kind of fall into that trap and keep going back once you come out. But that's up to you. So on count 1, I'm going to sentence you to 36 months. I'm sorry, count 3. Count 4, I'm going to sentence you to 1 year on the mandatory on the firearm specification. And on the underlying offense, a definite minimum term of 2 years up to an indefinite maximum of 3.5 years, or 3 years rather, in prison. And obviously the spec and the underlying term are by statute consecutive to one another. The 2 to 3 year term is mandatory. Counts 3 and 4 will be concurrent to each other. So you're going to do a total of 3 up to 4 years in prison. Whether you do any time beyond that 3 years is up to the criteria of the Department of Corrections, and it'll be based on your activity while you're at the institution. You're going to get credit for 139 days served. The fine will be waived due to your indigency, and the costs are assessed. When you get out, what is it, 18 months to 3, Rocco, on the PRC?
Make absolutely sure, Judge. I believe that's right, but I want to see it. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, when you get out, you'll be on post-release control to the parole authority for at least 18 months, potentially up to 3 years. They will place conditions on you. If you violate the conditions of your post-release control, parole authority could send you back to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. If your violation of post-release control is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which would be 12 months or the time you have left under post-release control, whichever is more. Is there anything else, Mr. DePiero? And the items that were agreed to be forfeited are forfeited to the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, that's
All right, anything else, Mr. Fatika?
No, thank you, Your
And then
Honor.
the remaining counts are dismissed. All right, Mr. Washington, decide while you're there how you want to proceed in life.